Well, let's just get to the women's game. The women's game, they they started off much stronger than they did last night. How did that set the tempo for the entire game?
That was the key for us having a chance to win. They came out the first 5 minutes is what we talk about. They came out, they were very aggressive. We were up tempo. We knew we were going to have to press a little bit to kind of turn the tempo in our favor. And they played hard. You know, they didn't do everything correctly. We made some mistakes, missed some free throws, and did some things we got to do better. But at least their energy and effort was there.
Melva Shepherd had a lot of rebounds that led to second chance and sometimes third chance baskets. Like, how important is she to the offense of the team?
She's really important. She's a first-year player. She's been out of school a couple of years from Central High School. We tried to get her to play a few years ago, and she just was trying to decide if she really wanted to play college basketball. But she's still learning, still trying to get her legs up under her, but she's a very key part to what we do. She's averaging probably 14 rebounds a game, which may be leading the league. I'm not sure. I have to look at the stats, but I know she's averaging well over 10, probably close to 14, at least the last 3 games for sure. And that's key for us because we got to rebound the ball in order to have a chance to win. She's giving us some low points on the block and just playing with a lot of energy. Sometimes she gets a little bit over-energetic, but I'd rather have that than the latter.
Absolutely. And for the men's game, started off all right, but definitely got behind early. What did you tell your team in their attempt to come back?
Well, we knew coming in that they had lost some players similar to Ball State last night, that they were down some kids. And we knew that we were going to have to turn our tempo up in order to have a chance to beat them because they played 5 all last night, and then they only had 5 today. But we didn't want to go too early, so we started to do it in the first half. I thought about turning the pressure up in the first half, but we had spent a lot of energy last night as well. So I wanted to make sure we had enough energy to finish, and our key guys that have been playing really well for us were rested and ready to go for the second half. But we dug ourselves a hole, some of the things we've been talking about. We dug ourselves a hole, but they came back and fought. And when we made some shots, still didn't shoot free throws the way we wanted to, but we got the guys that we know can make shots and make free throws. We got them the ball late in the game and executed things we need to do to win.
How big was Chauncey Watkins late in that game? I thought he did a lot of things like getting to the basket and just drawing fouls that helped kind of ice the game and give Chat State the lead.
No doubt. I mean, he's a slasher. He's a guy that really loves to get to the basket. He's very athletic. He missed a lot of layups early in the first half, even the last game, and he was kind of down on himself. We've been bringing him off the bench. He's really a starter, but we've been bringing him off the bench so he can bring us some energy from the bench. We started in the second half because we just couldn't wait. He came out and he gave us some tremendous energy. Again, like you said, he was getting to the basket. And then late in the game, he's a free throw guy that's been making free throws, so we wanted to keep the ball in his hands. And we just had to keep him aggressive. He was traditionally expecting a point guard to handle it, but our point guard wasn't making free throws, so we wanted to get the ball in his hands. And I think he missed 1 down the stretch, so he's maybe 7 out of 8 from the line.
Yeah. I think that early in the game there were some missed layups and some sort of early opportunities. Is there anything you can do to tweak that or fix that going forward?
Well, they just have to be more focused. I think they look, it's hard, even though you tell them, it's still hard to look down there at 5 guys and think that they have a chance to win. But you only need 5 to win. And that's something that they really don't understand as young guys, that you got to compete against whatever's out there and come and play hard no matter what 5 is on the floor. And by the second half, I think they realized that these guys are college basketball players just like themselves, and they were going to have to compete in order to have a chance to win.
Their center, DeAndre Downey, is like a tall, long guy. Like, did his length, did you have to game plan around how big he is?
No doubt. We knew he was athletic. He runs the floor well. He had to play a little bit out of character there and play away from the basket quite a bit just because their numbers were down. But he's tough to handle because he's a shot blocker, rebounds it well, he runs the floor, very athletic. So what we were trying to do was get the other guys in foul trouble and keep the ball away from him because he's such a tremendous defender.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach. I'll turn it over to Sam. Sam's going to ask Coach Price what's going to be happening next game and what these games mean for Monday.
All right, we're back here in the gym. I'm Sam Blevins with Coach Price, head coach of the men's and women's Chattanooga State Tigers basketball team. Coach, you had a great night tonight. How do you think that'll translate into Monday nights?
It was a tremendous win for our women's program. We've been struggling to get a win. We've lost a couple that we felt like we really should have won. That were very winnable games, and the girls have been fighting really hard and playing together. tonight was good for them to finally have some success, doing things the right way and just having something go their way. So I really think this will help us going forward into Monday night's game against Lawson, who's coming in. And they're going to be hungry to try to get a win, just like any team coming in on the road. And I really think that our men's program right now, we've won 2 in a row. And that's something we talked about putting together 4 or 5 wins. Of course, those were 2 key conference wins. But we want to just keep the ball rolling and try to see if we can get 5 or 6 wins in a row.
What do you think one of the biggest flaws was tonight?
On the women's side, I think the biggest thing is free throws for the women as well as it's been with the men. Turnovers for the women early hurt us. With the men's game, it's been the turnovers and then just confidence. Our men just weren't as confident as they needed to be early in the game. As the game went on, they started to get some confidence. And I think, it's key to understand that we've got a lot of guys that didn't play a lot of minutes last year. Mm-hmm. So this is, even though they're sophomores, they're freshmen in terms of playing. And so this is a chance for them to get a lot of minutes, except for Chauncey and Ronald Jones. Most of the guys didn't play a lot last year.
Speaking of Chauncey, he had a tremendous game tonight. Do you think he'll be able to carry that over into the next game?
Oh, no doubt. Chauncey's been playing well and been playing hard. Mm-hmm. Things just hadn't been going well for him in terms of having a big breakout game. He scored 18, 17 or so. We've been waiting on him to have that breakout game, and tonight was it for him. He finished around the rim late in the second half, got us going, had some key steals, a couple of key threes, and then, of course, he made his free throws down the stretch.
All right, well, good deal. Well, thank you so much, Coach, for coming on with us, and we'll talk to you again Monday night.
Thank you.
Well, that's going to do it for us live from the gym. I'm Sam Blevins, Keon Rose, Tristan Hill, our camera operator. I want to thank them for coming out and helping us. They've been a big help with us tonight. You can catch us again Monday night. We'll be broadcasting the game here at the gym. Chattanooga State Tigers men's and women's team will take on Lawson State, and it'll be a 6 o'clock tip-off. For the women's, men's will tip off at 8 o'clock. We'll have a 5:50 pregame. You can catch the game live on wawl.org. Chattanooga State's The Wall, and you'll be able to see another one of these post-game interviews live on CSM3 Media, Chattanooga State Media Club YouTube page. That's going to do it for us. I'm Sam Blevins. For the rest of the broadcast team, good night.